Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I wanted to do a live this morning because I wanted to talk about a quick subject. So, vegan, vegetarian. Let's just talk about that for just a hair. When you decide to choose this kind of a eating lifestyle, you're not exempt from getting fat. You're not exempt from, just not being healthy in general. When people usually change over to this kind of eating lifestyle, they typically don't know what to do. Good morning, guys. Hi, Linda. Hi, Chris. So when people typically try to change over to this lifestyle, they try to kind of do cold turkey. And so while I understand and I appreciate the desire to be gung-ho about it, you have to kind of do a little bit of research, I guess, a little bit, not even really a little research, maybe get some cookbooks, go on Pinterest. I mean, there's so many recipes online these days, it's almost like you don't even have to buy a cookbook. But when you guys are looking for cookbooks, there are some good ones you don't never know if you have the right kind of recipes, or if they're going to have anything in there that you like, or if they're going to have some kind of weird ingredients that you have to go buy, which ultimately ends up being expensive. So just understand that even when we did this, it was a process. And the first process was we went organic. So learning about, organic foods, which ones that you need to buy organic, which ones that don't necessarily have to be organic. So then you guys say, well, that's expensive. Well, again, I do store tours to help people figure that out. It's really not. I think I pay more money to do it the other way. And when we went vegan vegetarian, meats are expensive. So especially organic ones. So I was saving money there. But anyway, if you still buy meats, go to Costco. They have organic meats there, and you don't have to, they're already pre-packaged in a way that you don't have to freeze a bulk amount of stuff. It's already there packaged for you. But anyways, so I get a lot of questions about, well, what do I do? And, what about this? So like I said, research on Pinterest and all that stuff like that. But the subject is you're not exempt. A lot of people, when they switch over, they're still trying to find to that 3-piece meal, right? You got your carb and your vegetable and your meat, and they're trying to figure out how to do it. And then they're thinking that when they go vegan vegetarian, that it's going to be like salads and lettuce and grass, and it's so not. I mean, if anything, my meals are more nutritious and well-rounded than anything else, and they probably are way more creative than what we would just naturally have. So they'll go and they'll buy the fake meats. I don't eat any of those fake meats. I mean, if I do, it's a rare occasion where I just wanted to have something different. But just like anything else where you go to maybe Costco or the bulk section and you buy I don't know what you get for your kids, chicken nuggets or something. And then you feed your kids that real quick, because you don't have time to cook. That's the kind of occasion where I might have fake chicken. You still got to look at the ingredients list. You still got to look at the nutritional facts. Processed food has a lot of sodium in there. And if you're eating a lot of that, or if you're even eating a lot of soy products that are, especially if they're not organic, you're still subject to not being healthy and not getting the right nutrition that you need. So, research some more recipes. Think about, for example, a sweet potato with black beans on there and seasonings Mexican or taco or something like that. That's the kind of stuff that we'll have. And I get all my colors. So that's another thing you got to think about, getting all your colors. I don't really like to cook that much. I can cook well, and all my food tastes really good, but I don't like to cook because I'm too busy concerned about how can I just eat. I like eating more than I like cooking. I am a foodie. So when people talk to me, they think that, I have this kind of bland diet. But honestly, if you have some kind of meat, veggie, and carb every day, to me, that's a bland eating. That's bland dieting. And even when we did eat meat, we tried to not be bland. We tried to create masterpieces of ways that we can eat this so that it wasn't the same ass thing every single day. So the same thing goes. Just because you don't have meat in there, just be creative. And if you don't like being creative or you don't know how, like I said, there's some good cookbooks out there. I actually put a few of those on my feed Thug Kitchen is the one that I'm kind of playing with now, and so far all the recipes are really good. And it's funny reading, because they curse and everything in there, so it kind of makes you feel like, oh, you dumbass, all you have to do is do this. That's what they say, not what I say. So, but it's just funny, because sometimes it really just feels like common sense, but you're thinking about it too hard, so you didn't even think, oh, well, I just stir this a little longer and it'll be okay. Stuff like that. So all that being said, stay away from the processed foods. Watch your sodium intake. You know, people are like, oh, I've been on this kind of eating style for 2 weeks and I haven't noticed any weight loss. If you're looking for weight loss, that's a whole different avenue. It's like a science. You got to look at the macros. I know Eddie did a video. Hey, Mr. Lee. I know Eddie did a video about macros the other day, and it's really important to watch. It's harder when you're vegan, vegetarian, because every time you use something like MyFitnessPal or whatever, they'll count all your vegetables as carbs, and so it'll look like your overload on carbs is like way too much. I wish they'd come out with an app that was more geared towards us, and maybe they do. If you guys know one, let me know. But anyway, for right now, I would just use MyFitnessPal as a guide to just kind of help you learn about food and what's in there. You know, make sure that you are getting enough protein. You know, there are more protein in plants than there is in meats, but you still have to eat more. Like, some people still don't even realize that they're not even getting enough calories. I'm going to tell you, like, the first year that we tried to do vegan vegetarian, I felt like I did gain weight, because I was eating all kind of pasta, all kind of different kind of rice and quinoa. It felt, so stay away from the starchy carbs. I don't promote any kind of specific diets. You know, the ketogenic diet does have some efficacy to it. I do think you should get more healthy fats in there, especially if you're vegan vegetarian. However, not having any starchy carbs, I mean, unless you have a goal or have an autoimmune disease or cancer or something like that, you definitely try something along those lines, because those foods turn into sugar, and, you know, sugar manifests into different kind of diseases and inflammation and things like that. So keep those things at a minimum, or have them in minute amounts, but it's really not sustainable. Anyways, I feel like I'm always getting off track. But when you're using something like MyFitnessPal, it's really just to learn, you know, the calories in food, if you're getting enough calories per day, if you're getting enough kind of balance. You know, you have to eat way more vegetables than you do, you know, to fulfill the calorie count that you need every day. And if you're exercising and things like that, you have to eat even more calories. So it's a lot of different things you got to look at if you're doing it for a weight loss journey. So for those of you who are struggling, because I've got it under control now, I've gotten a little bit more balance with my eating in terms of the whole vegan vegetarian situation. But if you're having struggles with balance, then that's when you guys need to hit me up about those things. You know, I've been leading people. We have a free online program. We have 14-day get rights, 1 week get rights. We got 1 month get rights. And if you're interested in being part of that Facebook group or group at all, then you need to let me know. So hold on, I'm coming up to this gate, so you guys gotta wait a minute. I love you. Thank you for hanging in there. Hello, I'm going to see Hember. This is how I roll, y'all. Thank you. All right, so I'm coming up to my first client of the day, but we talked about intermittent fasting before. I think that's a really good place to start. But again, not everything is something that you should do all the time. So again, if you're on a weight loss journey and trying to figure this thing out, that's when you need to holler at us. But like I said, don't think just because you're vegan vegetarian that you're exempt from from health problems and from fat. Because if you're not doing it right, all kind of fluff is coming on. And even with that, we got something to help you. It's called Dose. You guys been hearing me talk about it. If you want more information about that, you can holler at me too. But that's all I'm going to say today. You're never exempt from health issues if you're not paying attention to it. So you got to do things right. You got to have balanced life with your nutrition and with your mindset and all the environmental factors of people and things like that. So I love you guys. That's all I'm going to say today. I thank you for watching, and you have a great, blessed, and strong day. Don't forget, like Eddie says, make someone smile.